Welcome to Martini Time. It's Saturday. Almost, well, it is the end of the year. And the post here I just wrote is, well, let me take a sip. I still have some Beefeater's gin, and my wife, who hates gin, said, well, that doesn't smell too bad. Let me, so she went a little bitty sip. Well, it's still gin, but it's not as bad as that cheap stuff you were drinking. So we'll see how the new year goes. Anyway, I'm the Last Jedi Knight. I have a new metaphor. I'm a metaphorical Jedi Knight. You see, I even have a lightsaber. You see, somebody gave me this for my birthday. And then my son invited us to go see The Last Jedi Knight in a big movie theater. And then my daughter gave me The Force Awakens. And then then a friend gave me a couple of books on The Last Jedi. I must be a Jedi Knight. But then, you know, so I'm really, I posted I'm hiding in Blackstone. And this, so I'm the Last Jedi Knight, and I'm hiding here in Blackstone because nobody bothers me here. And I'm hiding in plain sight. And, but then you too are a Jedi Knight. But you have to awaken. You have to get yourself a lightsaber, you see. So this is the metaphorical sword of discrimination or discernment. All the Jedi Knights get a lightsaber. And it's a lightsaber because it distinguishes between light and dark, the real and the unreal. The sword of the hero. In all the myths, you see, is the sword that King Arthur had to pull out, the sword of the sun god. You see, the sword is not just an ordinary sword. It's the sword the hero uses to discern the difference between the real and the unreal. And if you're going to find the Force, you have to be able to use the sword of discernment. So, today, I'm just going to hang this right off my tripod in case I need it. You never can tell when you know the Jedi Knight just holds out his hand. The sword comes boop right to it, you see. So anyway, today, most of my activity on Facebook today has been in writing in Trumpland. And it was basically, and this is my favorite Facebook pastime, is trying to understand the difference between the resistance and the empire. And it's ironic, you see, that each side of the political divide calls themselves the resistance, and the other side is the evil empire. Isn't that interesting? So we have basically a cultural war where both sides are the resistance, the true people, the rebels, and the other side is the evil empire. Isn't that interesting? So I keep trying to figure, what in the heck is going on here? Why can't they talk together? Why can't we get along, you see? So today's observations were basically around, I think what we're encountering here is a situation where two different logics are being used, and they don't meet like this, you see. It's like that. So no one can talk to each other because the logic is different. Both are valid logics, but they are incompatible. Now, the logic of the liberals, progressives, Democrats, is the logic of the secular, rational, empirical civilization that has been built since the Enlightenment or the Age of Reason that ended the logic and the logic of the Middle Ages, the dome of the Middle Ages, in which church and religion were all mixed up together, you see. So the Middle Ages split these two. So you had religion and you had science, you see. And so the scientific was the secular side, the rational scientific side, and religion was for value and meaning. Get value and meaning from religion. You don't get value and meaning from science. You get how to do something, how to control the future. So if you're a scientist, you don't need God to control the future. You don't pray to God to fix the air conditioner. You figure out what's wrong with it and fix it, you see. So God's kind of like bypassed in science. So he's okay for religion. Well, you see what's happened since these two, you call the one worldview the objective worldview, which is the scientific worldview. We look at objects out there and they have logical arrangements and they're mechanistic. It's cause and effect. You see what something causes something and you can figure it out and control it. Figure out the cause, you can control something. Remove the cause, you remove the effect. Very logical. And it's also classical logic, the logic of the Greeks. Aristotle, the logic of identity. The logic of identity is very simple. It says that this is a battery, that's in its identity, and this is a pencil. That's its identity. It's a pencil, this is a battery. Now the battery cannot be the pencil, and the pencil can't be the battery at the same time. That's ambiguous. So science, the classical logic, cannot tolerate ambiguity. See, which is it? Is it a pencil or is it a battery? Well, it's a battery. What is it? It's a pencil. Now, of course, MacGyver screws things up because he needs an ear pick, you see, so he needs that. So now that's a pencil or is it an ear pick? Well, it's an ear pick. You see? And now if I write, it's a pencil. So anyway, I digress. But what we're looking at here with the two worldviews, you see. Oh, I forgot to put on my timer, so I don't know how much time I've got. Well, I'll tell you what. Okay. Could put this up here. Let me see. Okay, how much sand do I have here? I need to get a 10-minute hourglass, because that one's longer. Anyway, so let's get on with it here. So the two views that are crisscrossing like that is that on the left you have the modernity, the grid of the modern world, which is liberal democracies, secular, pluralistic, scientific, rationally based, cause and effect, so forth. And on the right you have a subjective worldview, which is basically a value-orientated worldview. So Trump doesn't. The right, and this has been not just Trump, this has been the movement conservative for the last 40 years. It's been a movement in which the religious view finds a home in the right because religion gives meaning and purpose and value. So the Republican Party has become a value party, which is subjective. See, values are subjective. They're not objective. You don't see a value running around there. What's valuable is what it means to me. So if I need suppose somebody says, "Here, if you can sign this check, you'll get $5,000." Well, okay, quick. Do you have a pencil? Well, how much is this pencil worth to you? $1,000? You see? Yeah, I'll take it. Ah, okay. You see? That's value. The pencil's not worth objectively $5,000, but if I need it to get a $5,000 check, I might pay $1,000 for it, if that's the only way I could get the $5,000. So value is subjective. There's no logic behind it, you see. So we have here a religious secular party on the right, and a secular party, or a scientific or secular party on the left. So the right is kind of like, the right has kind of like become like my martini. A martini is a mix of gin and a little bit of vermouth. You can't separate them once you mix them together. So you have the Republican Party, which used to be a rational business party, business minds, conservative, budget, finances, business. That's very logical. And they mixed it with a little bit of vermouth. little bit of the blood of Jesus, a little bit of the wine, a little bit of the blood of Jesus got mixed in there, you see. Now we're talking about values, family values, you see. Important things, values, purpose, meaning, you see. The center. Religion is all about restoring the center. Whatever religion you're in, it has a center. It could be Muhammad, it could be the Buddha, it could be Jesus. It could be the church. You see, it's got to have a center. Mecca, Rome. Your church is the center of your life in town. You go here in Blackstone, you go, and there's a fragmentation of the churches. Used to be one Catholic church. Now you've got little churches all over. And for the people that go to that church is their center. It holds them together. And the minister is the personification of that center, you see. And so religion needs a center. Religion restores the center. A center gives us a coherent worldview. A center gives us sanity. A center gives us purpose and meaning. We can't live without a center. You see, even the nation has a center. It's Washington and the monument. And the president is the flesh and blood center of America, you see. So we have to have a center. So the right restores center, restores America. Patriotism. These are all good things, you see. But it's subjective. And the left is objective. Well, let's see. What's the cause and effect here? Rational understanding. Emotional understanding. My values is emotional. Values are emotional. So feeling. So we got feeling on one side, and we got reason or intellect on the other side. Now it's kind of like Carl Jung dividing up the individual psyche into feeling people, thinking people, you see. They don't communicate. Some people, the center, one leads with feeling. The other leads with rational logic, you see. Most men and women are divided this way. Women more feeling, men more rational logic, you see. They often don't communicate, you see. So in many ways, we have a male-female division of the American psyche. But it's very strange. The right is always saying, they're trying to shove something down my throat. Well, that's that's kind of a funny expression. You see. Anyway, so I think my time is up. So we shall stop here. And this is the Last Jedi Knight signing off. And I'll see you tomorrow.